I was muted. Haha. Welcome back, everybody. Stefano. Take your time, you sniveling white-face. Firewood? Who told you to bring firewood? Well, what happened to the fresh supplies from Camp Dragonhead? And stand up straight when I address you. Bro. Fie, I mistook you for another. I sent out a recruit some time ago to take delivery of relief supplies. You came all this way to bring more fuel? I bid you thanks. 'Tis no comfort we seek, you understand, but life. The cold is too relentless to go long without fire. I give thanks for your service, but Corinthus is no place for those who lack discipline and faith. You will perish, and in so doing may happen danger the crusade. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? Okay. I see Sir Carolot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Coertha since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship, I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Hashfront of the House Four Temps commands a garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. The common folk of Ishgard know to seek shelter in Skyfire Locks whenever the dragons attack in force. Each stronghold must be victualled with these extra mouths in mind. Will you help secure meat and sheepskin from the caracals that roam the snowy plains? These stockpiles will mean the difference between life and death for the helpless folk under our protection. When the sheep are skinned and dressed, make your deliveries to the strongholds and watchtowers. Every morsel and every shield against the cold counts, no matter how small. He should be back by now. Even if he had to wait out the worst of this storm, could he have wandered onto the north road that way roam feral crocs? Adventurer, I sent a runner to Camp Dragonhead, but he is many hours overdue. I fear he has lost his way, green recruit that he is. I would prevail upon you to fetch him back. do they expect to do with such paltry? Forgive me, I speak out of turn. You have done your duty in a great service. It is to us, for we are short of our men. This is the enemy that weighs on me, snow rather than fire. Thank you kindly. I'm not going to lie. We are without the men we need to lay in extra supply, so thin are we stretched by the terrors of this winter. Adventurers such as yourself here were sent by Helene herself. With that, the commander saw the truth of it. I thank ye for these. 'Tis miserable work dressing so many beasts in a cold such as this. Would that this meat were for a feast to celebrate a victory. I hear the unbelievers grow bold, hampered as we are by the snow. I pray that we are not defeated by cold and hunger ere we can meet the dragons in battle. How like Sylvaintel to entrust as important a task as this to an adventurer. You at least can be trusted to complete the work you are given, but still, I thank you for the delivery. You may go. People, just awesome here. Why does everybody hate adventurers everywhere? My gratitude, adventurer. The rock upon which Ishgard is built are less stalwart than we could ever have thought. 5 years ago, there was never been such a time as this. The shadows gather with alacrity, alacerity. We must make whatever preparations we can. Ah, adventurer, where's the tomfool? If he's lost something to frostbite, he has none to blame but himself. This is the boy's ring. What is the meaning of this? A feral croc? Are you certain? He could simply have dropped it. I'll not stand for surmise when the boy's honor. What? Yes, he had ginger hair. Oh, for the Ruth of Halone. He was a good lad of fire to take his place in the war against the dragons. To die so ignominiously instead, I cannot tell his sire yet. To lie to a fellow knight about his own son, 'tis more than I can tease out right now. I mislike adventurers, as well you know, but that wretched death on the north road binds us together. It is the will of the Fury. After much reflection, I have decided to send you to Camp Dragonhead with the ring for Theobalin, the boy's father. It ill becomes a knight to prevaricate, but I have added the boy's name to the patrol that was lost to dragons. You must tell Theobalin that his son died gloriously in battle. Let his name not stand in shame. He deserved better. You liar. Cannot speak today. And they're throwing big words at my dumb brain. Camp Dragonhead. Sid and Alphino. Theobalin. You see, Theobalin, I am he. A ring talks sense, adventurer. This is my wife's naming ring, which I took off her cold finger so many years ago. I gave it to our son after his swearing of the sword. You need not look so beetle-browed, adventurer. I know what this means. My son is dead. My line is ended. Yes, I know what this means. There was a patrol out of Skyfire Locks last night that was killed to the last man. Was he one of them? Ah, then he died well, for I heard they brought down 2 dragons before the fire came for them. In every generation of my family, at least one son has died in the crusade. I scarce remember my father, who fell manning the ballista at the locks, and I am the last of 3 brothers. I had 4 sons and a daughter. 2 of the boys did not live to see their first name day, and my wife died in childbirth with the third. Sickness took my daughter's daughter along with her babes. Yet our honor is intact, for my son gave his life to the cause. Would that he had known more days, fought more battles ere he fell. That is my only regret. Thank you for the message. You lack no courage to make your way to Coerthas in these troubled times. I have it on good authority that dragons have once again been spotted around the still vigil. Yet it would not serve to send knights into the area, considering the entirely disgraceful hurly-burly over Lord Francil. Will you investigate the still vigil in our stead? Sure, bud. Hey, you, no time for niceties. I'm waiting on Cerulean. That Uldan Cutpurse would calls himself a traitor is late with his shipment. Cerulean burns like an all-wife in winter. There's no going without it to make the fire sand for the ballistas. Curse that sin goat. What does he think we're fighting here, ladybugs? You look like you'd enjoy a spot of heat. Find out where my cerulean mortar is, go to Singot, and lean on him like a little, question him like. I tell you, those old dens keen on being paid, not keen on doing their work. Can't trust them, especially that lot on the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. That's funny. No, you a gorge called Witch Drop. Sharper's Claw is harder still. It is where those suspected of heresy are judged by the Inquisition. The guilty would fly to escape death, using the powers granted them by the Dravanians, and the temple archers would put an arrow through their black hearts. The innocent would break upon the gorge floor, their purity proven. Their souls would ascend to Halone's halls, and where there await their loved ones. The one I loved was judged at Witch Drop. He went to his death with a rosary upon him. I carved the crystal myself. I had only made 4 before he was taken. I think that may have the beads lie forgotten on the floor of that gorge. You say you have keen eyes, closed lips, and a kind heart. Will you find the rosary for my heart sucker? I do not expect all 4 beads, but please good adventure, as many as you can. I had a son once, a fine boy. Maybe if he lived, he would have been around for your age by now. I'm not sure. My memory's not so good these days, but he wandered into the ogre's belly in a blizzard, and one of the beasts in there killed him. I'm neither a knight nor a maid, but I tell you my heart cries out for vengeance, nay, justice, even after all these years. I won't go to my grave knowing that creature will bite another life as it did mine. Take all that I have left, but slay the Gorgatar. Here, this is a bottle of Caracol blood. Pour it out, and the scent will draw the creature. It doesn't care what kind of blood it is. You see, once it senses prey, you'll be ready, won't you? Sure. On to the main scenario quest. 1 second, my good sir. I have to do a thing and save a thing so that I can keep a track of the videos. Okay. Look at this guy. Leon Hald Zvakil. Ooh. Look at his gear. Looking fancy. Aura summoner. Cool. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself, but enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So, this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Huertas before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartano, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Four Thames. Appreciate you. You're a kind fellow. Guess when we level warrior, we can wear that. I don't know. Oh my god, even more quests popped up. Holy crap. As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Four Thames included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were making inquiries of your own. Lady Mean, of mine own House Fortins, who resides here in Camp Dragon Head, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There's also Cravelin of House Halinarte, who can be found at Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Durandar yet? Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Portens. Do not concern yourself with House Dizmail. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Okay. A word, adventurer. House Fortins has just called a reward on the snow wolves that harass our supply train. These creatures are the most dangerous when young and starved, and this litter of four is both. I lost two good men to these wolves. Had they been knights, the hunting horns would have sounded ere their blood had rusted. I would see you avenge them, and the reward is a fair one. Bring back the hides, and we shall both gain what we seek. Adventurer, I hear you like a good hunt. The common folk tell me they have lost a good many of their animals to an ogre. Their petitions have come to naught, and so they come to me, and I in turn come to you. We must needs have a decoy for this hunt, but I would not ask the folk to risk more of their livelihood. Let us use our own beloved Sebastian to lure this ogre out into the open. Oh, he is my darling caracal. A wise knight keeps her own source of wool. Yes, Sebastian has clothed me since I came to this camp, and will someday feed me too, no doubt. But today you will return him to me safe and sound. Okay. There are so many quests. A hunter scholar. Okay, so that one's up on the wall. I must do all the side quests. All of them. Sebastian. Sebastian the Wool. Truth is, I used to be galled when I pulled fire duty, but I've come to thank me lucky stars, and Kawartha's dull and warm beats dull and cold anytime. I've no complaints about the warmth, to be certain. We're short-handed here, though, so dim have our lights grown. 'Tis no wonder a patrol mistook the wisps or the stronghold. The north wind blows hard tonight, and will you patrol the braziers and light those that are dark? Ver, listen to that shriek. Sometimes I swear that the very climes have declared war against us. Here, take this bit of live coal to light the braziers with. Dark Knight. What a beast. It's gonna be so cool to get one of those two-handed swords and be like, voila! I have a sword! Well met, brother, in drudgery. I'm a swell sword myself, but I doubt this lot here rates that any higher than adventurers, but I can't complain. I have the 3 squares and clean straw enough to sleep in, even if I moil all day for it. Any roads, thoughts I'd share some of the work with you today. A wagon bound for House Fortemps broke its wheel shaft on the way and sent word there'd be half a day late. Ain't showed up yet. They're on the east road. Those looks of yours won't find it too far. I've got my own donkey work to see to, but we'll have a mug of something when you return. Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. Why, hello, good sir. What's that, an airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Fortums does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of your young Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Hyenarte have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Michelle's note. A daughter of mine, when she has a mind to do a thing, there's no stopping her. She's gone off to the Weeping Saint alone. I've told her time and again it's not safe with all the unbelievers about. You're one of those fearless, fire-breathing adventurers, aren't you? Normally I'd tell you to stay away from my fine, high-spirited lass, but right now I bid you go in hot pursuit to the Weeping Saint and bring her back safe and sound. I feel like I'm going to be siding with the unbelievers on this one. Because this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Dang it, I gotta go all the way up there. All done, come closer to the fire. You're looking a mite blue. It gladdens my heart to know that all the braziers are lit tonight. Give freely of their light and warmth. Yes, dull and warm and of some import. As I've said, I've no complaints about the warmth, not a one. Uh-huh, there we go. Ooh, yeah, no, this will be iron. Okay, I really wonder where this airship of his is just hiding. Hello, and grant me strength. There must be some way to. Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Hashfont? I want to help you. I truly do. But these accusations of heresy have thrown House Hyante into chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Well, look, ain't nobody here helpful at all. Dragons take you all. Well, once I get 45, I'll probably stop to go do all the paladin quests. I gather you have been busy since last we spoke. Lord Harshfond's missive was positively glowing, but if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Guillaume arrived in Coerthas, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Harshfond wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice, but if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Yep. People here suck. A lot of bottomless. Sebastian! I've come to use you as bait. That was the wrong person. Oh well. Kill me, Chocobro. Where are Void Scent down here? That's weird. father sent you to fetch me back. My, he must be overstrung. He usually mislikes adventurers. He knows very well that I must have the blessed water, and one can hardly get it anywhere else. Father means well, but I cannot have him ordering me home and insisting on armed chaperones. This war is older than he or his own father. What does he mean to do? Hide me away in the tea caddy and hope that the war ends before I am old and gray? Still, I am not insensate to the dangers. Will you keep watch while I fetch the water? Who knows? You may discover an unbeliever in the woodworks. What, what truck have I with you, or you with me, huh? All may partake of the saints' tears, or do you not believe that I am worthy? I am. I know what you're thinking, Venture Man, I do. You're as transparent as the water there, the water she's taking. You think I'm one of those unbelievers. I find your accusations vile and remove myself from your foul presence. What's wrong, and what is it that you have in your hand? A dull knife. 'Tis no soldier's weapon, and none but knights have leave to bring a weapon into a holy place. Perhaps there really was a heretic here, or I have somehow summoned one by my careless jest. I shall return to Camp Dragonhead forthwith. I am not easy in my mind, kind adventurer. You'd do best not to linger. Just somebody that's their eye on you. Think you'll be okay. It's a dragon. Dang, that's cool. Ocean buddies. Okay, so we need to go to old the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Welcome, welcome. What might a discerning, oh, not here to buy, then might I say she browsed quietly, I'm quite busy. What am I supposed to do to this guy? Doubt. Edwin inquired this? Oh dear, my friend, may I call you that? Oh well, then, I'm not gonna lie, there's a problem with the ceruleum, and if you think Edwin is vexed, you have no idea how difficult this is for me. Angry about this really mortar being late, is he, friend? Pardon me, I'm not gonna lie. I understand the situation, I really do, and I would ship the stuff to him if I had any. The fact is, it's been a mighty struggle for many moons to procure processed ceruleum from Amagina and Sons, and now they've entirely ceased doing business with most vendors. It's a hard life being the middleman, my dear man. We pay for the sins of producers like Amagina, and what do we get from them in turn? Not so much as a how do you do. Edwin's quarrels with them, not me. Just do you not know? The concern has the exclusive right to mine ceruleum in northern Thanalan. They can do whatever they want. You can always try them directly. Go talk to Papa Wazoo at Camp Blue Fog, though I warn you, he's a smug little toad. Time heals all wounds, or so they say. Or so say those who have never experienced true pain. More than 30 summers passed since I carried the standard of the Darklight Raiders into Cutter's Cry, but not a day goes by that I don't see the faces of the friends I lost that fateful day. Gerbald the Red and his loyal second, Aubrius, Stillwater, Simon the Sweet, always armed with a jab and jest, our ever ireful mage Shiran Zabran, as quick as to cast as he was to temper. Thermo and Thousand Gale never has there lived a man with a tighter grip, be it on his sword or his coin, and let us not forget one Ilm Ailson. Though it's hard to fathom now, what with all the adventurers scampering about like rabbits in the spring, there was once a time when bands of mercenaries were who the city-states turned to when in need of a blade, the Darklight Raiders being the biggest and best of them bands. Ishgardian funded forays into hellish pits like the Orm Bell would earn us a king's ransom in a matter of days, though it would only take a night of devil's play at the Mirage to see it gone from our purses. So was the life of a raider. That is until we took that job at Cutter's Cry. My brothers and I stood against herds of giant buffaloes on Ogomero, snurble infestations on the Pearl, legions of cold-blooded Sahagan from the abyssal depths of the Indigo Deep, but none of that prepared us for the horrors we would face in Hillsborough Holes. None of it prepared us for the Chimera. The bards still sing of the day 7 of the realm's finest warriors set off into the bowels of that forsaken place, but only saw one return, Sibold the Stoic, spared by the beast so that he may warn all others who would be foolish enough to attempt to despoil the Chimera's lair. My apologies. You did not come to hear the guilt-ridden ramblings of an old man, but if you have a moment, I was wondering if I could ask of you a favor, the final wish of an ailing soul seeking peace with his past before departing on his journey through the seven gates. In each of the 30 summers since escaping from the maws of that terrible beast, I have returned to its lair to pay the proper respects to my fallen compatriots. However, this year, have finally caught up with the old Seabold, and try as I might, no longer can these bones make the trek alone. If it is not too much to ask, would you travel to Cutter's Cry in my stead and place this bouquet of flowers upon the resting place of the Darklight Raiders? Where the heck is that? Central Thanaland. Oh, right there. And then Northern Thanaland is Camp Blue Fog. Distracted, distracted, distracted. Always getting distracted. This is Gutter's Cry, a labyrinth of sand-ridden caverns, and you hear that? That sounds like the wolfing snort when a fire catches. That's the Chimera. Not that I've seen it. Sure, go right on in if you're that certain of your ability to make it out in one piece. Just don't expect me to go trotting in there after you, no matter how hard you wail and holler. You promised old Sybil this toy, did you? He's what's called a man of principle. He is a little too much principle, I'd say. What's wrong with wanting to live when you've a wife at home, big with child? The tale goes that rather than facing the fate spun for him by Nemea, he hid beneath the mangled body of his leader and watched as his companions were torn apart one by one, also that he might return home to see his son born. Should he have died a hero rather than lived a coward? Was being able to see his son worth having the boy grow knowing his father was a craven, a disgrace to his friends and family? Should I ever find myself faced with a similar decision? Would I have the courage to walk the righteous path? Now you know the true reason I will never step into that cave. Mapping the realm, Northern Thailand. Is this going to turn into more and more quests? Because if so, I need to pop back in and finish up the stuff in Querthus. And who are you? Adventurer? Adventurer. No, I don't remember ordering any. And I would remember something like that, seeing as I'm the employee of the moon for the ninth time. Thank you, thank you. Shush now, I'm listening to this gruffy man. An inquiry about the process beryllium shipment from Singo to Inolda. Interesting. So, we may have a shared problem here. As unlikely as that sounds, we would love to ship beryllium, but there's far too little of it coming out of the plant. I suspect thievery, a little skimming off the top. Furthermore, I suspect the porters. I was just going to keep an eye. I wouldn't want trouble with the labor confraternities, but you are welcome to doubt and question them, and I use one problem to solve another. Brilliant. Still in Ceruleum? One, I ought to punch you in the face for impugning my reputation. Two, you think I'd still be here with my arse out in the wind if I'd made off with that kind of loot? We're doing honest work out here with all manner of nasties just yawms away. You doubt my words, go check the Ceruleum in those barrels. Ain't nothing missing from what's in the books. Goblins will do that to you. Goblins drinking ceruleum? Now I have seen everything. Well, I guess I don't need to get me a champion from the confraternity. That's a relief, but we'll have to make an extra trip to the plant to make up for what those cursed topers put down the hatch. Interesting. Goblins, no. I definitely didn't order any. We do sometimes, though, for business reasons. Everybody does it. Shush, you can stop talking now. So I'll have to hire guards for that whole area and oh, an idea. Raise the price and call it a special security surcharge. Wow, what a douche nozzle. Anyway, this really must flow. No more delays in shipping. Another brilliant coup by Papa Wazoo. Oh, is that a feather for my cap? Why, thank you very much. So you can tell Singa that his shipment will be there in just a few days. Unfortunately, there'll be a wee increase in price. Security surcharge. You know, everybody does it. Okay, okay. We are going to, in this video there, I'm just going to pick right back up, but feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoyed the video. I'm going to keep pushing through, hopefully get to Realm Reborn. Um, I just want to say thank you, and you can always catch me live on twitch.tv/I'm not gonna lie. See you in the next one.